Hey there, folks. It's Illingsworth. This is another episode of the podcast. This podcast has a special view today for many reasons. One reason is because my other computer is it's on life support. The So basically, the way my computer setup is I had a main desktop computer where the majority of my creating took place, whether that be music, whether that be video, editing, whatever. Most of that stuff was contained to one hard drive. When it came to backups of my video, I prioritized things relating to my daughter. So all that stuff is in the cloud, which I'm very happy for. But I had basically about, like 14 years worth of video footage that I've kind of been backing up from drive to drive, and I've lost most of it because this hard drive died. I maybe lost a week worth of beats, which for me right now would probably only be like 2 or 3 beats. Because I've always, not always, but always. I always done a better job backing up beats. But so much stuff got lost. I had all these voice memos that I had been recording recently for like song idea stuff. And it's not really a backup if it's only in one place. And that's kind of what it was. Like I would copy the stuff off of the voice recorder to this one folder and nowhere else. That was my mistake. I made a whole lot of mistakes. So going forward, I'm trying to reevaluate the backup process. Long story short, because I'm rambling already, had a catastrophic hard drive failure. And hard drive recovery and all that stuff costs hella money. I don't have it. Not even I'm not paying for it. I don't have it. So that's one reason why this view is different. I wanted to record a podcast for today, but I haven't had time to set it up to make it look like it does or did on the other computer. And it's not completely dead. There's still other drives in that computer, but like the main purpose of that computer is missing. You know what I'm saying? Like I have all of my program files were installed on a different drive, but there's literally nothing for me to open. I haven't decided where I want to save stuff on that computer in the interim, so I've just switched to this kind of busted laptop. And also, for that computer to be kind of back where it was, I need to buy a brand new hard drive to swap out with the one that's still in there that died. Which I was going to buy some RAM maybe like a month ago for that computer, so I can have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I'm kind of glad I didn't do that because it would have been partially pointless at this moment, and I would have been out of that money. Anyways, another reason why I got this view and I got the camera aimed directly at my head is because it's Alopecia Awareness Month. Okay. Alopecia is basically a condition where your immune system attacks your hair follicles, causing your hair to fall out. I first had symptoms of it in my 20s. I went to get a haircut. And as my hair was growing back, I noticed I had this very oddly shaped bald spot in the back of my head, like on my neck, basically. It's like, oh, that's weird. And then over time, more bald spots began happening. And it's like I like to think of it as like no pattern baldness. You know how they got the term male pattern baldness. It's just like no pattern baldness. There is no rhyme or reason to it as far as like which part goes bald which kind of adds to the starkness of its visual effect once it starts cracking off. Um, yeah, so for me, like, it started off in the various stages because there's various types. Alopecia aorata, I believe it's called, alopecia totalis, and then there's alopecia universalis, which I have the highest I have the highest upgrade level, universalis, where I experience baldness all over. I used to be a very hairy person. That was the thing about it for me. Like, my identity was very much wrapped up in my hair. I had a mustache very early, had a full head of hair, uh, had a beard, you know what I'm saying, through much of high school. Uh, and then, it started falling out in my 20s. For me, I think one of the things that triggered it for me was stress. Uh, I was going to Wayne State University, very stressed out about my performance in classes. Just very stressed out about life in general. You know what I'm saying? I was rapping back then, of course, because I've been rapping since I was a kid. But I felt very torn because I went to school for mathematics, and that's not really what I wanted to go to school for. I wanted to go to school for like art or music or something. And I didn't really have the support as far as people encouraging me to do those things in a serious way. So I was kind of like one foot in the door, one foot out of the door. Quite literally, a lot of the times, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was not always going to class, which could add to the stress of performing, when you're getting graded. Um, but yeah, I got alopecia universalis. When it happened, it very much affected my confidence, in a way that I was not ready for. Um, I didn't think that I could be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because rappers got to be seen. I didn't think I could be a rapper because rappers got to be seen. Um, and so for a time, I was like, well, I quit. I quit rapping. I'll make beats for the homies. I won't be on tracks as a rapper. And I probably held that mindset for like a couple of years. And it took some like initial just accepting to get over that and to get back into rapturing. Um, and over the years, it's still been hard. Like, I still, in reality, I still haven't fully accepted that, this is what I got now. I got that baldy. I wear a lot of hats, literally. Um, I'm usually wearing a hat and glasses. It kind of gives me, in my opinion, the facsimile of an actual face, because I kind of feel faceless in a lot of ways. Um, you know, because I wear a lot of hats, the top of my head is not really the same color as the rest of my face. But as you can see, I don't have eyebrows. I don't have eyelashes. I don't really have nose hair. I used to have all that stuff. Back hair, chest hair, arm hair, leg hair, other place hair. Don't have that anymore either. But yeah, it's been tough, especially as somebody who, like, my whole identity was wrapped up in my hair. People used to call me Wolfman. That's how hairy I was. People used to call me Wolfman. Now they don't. For anybody out there who's struggling and has alopecia, you are not alone. If your identity was bound to your hair, I'm here to tell you that your identity is more than that. And I'm still discovering that for myself. Like, because there are tons of people who don't know me for ever having hair. They probably think like I was, born with no hair. But that was not the case. But my identity is several things. It's not just music. It's not just being a goofy guy. It's not just being a dad. It's not just being a highly sensitive person. It's not just being somebody who's I will literally cry if I see anything on a screen that shows parents being loving to their offspring, um, and so much more. And I'm not even sure how to put into words right now. Um, and there are people out there who will accept you and not treat you differently because of this. I know when my hair first started falling out, I felt like people were treating me differently, but when I look back, I'm not even sure. Like it was so psychologically jarring to go from being a person with lots of hair to no hair. Um, that it's possible I could have been just like super paranoid and sensitive to people around me. Um, and I treated people differently. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know. When you lose something that is such a part of you, and you look differently in a society that's so motivated by like looks and how you present yourself, it's hard not to feel like, damn, like are people? Am I the butt of jokes right now? Like what's going on? And in some cases, yes, that was true. In other cases, I'm not so sure anymore, and I'm sure like it was not the case. Um, all I have now is to look around at the people who are still in my life from that time, um, and to like know like, okay, this is a thing. It's not the end of the world. Um, it's tough, but it's not the end of the world. And if you are out there and you got alopecia and you want to talk to somebody who's had it for like 20 years at this point, holler at me. We can kick it. Uh, I think that's all I got to say for today. I'm really sad. I've lost a lot of things, and I'm currently, I guess, losing things and people and stuff and old ways of being. But whatever. Not whatever, but like life continues. Look at my bald head. Here, let's zoom in on it. Manual zoom. Alopecia universalis. Shout out to all my dolphin people. We out here. All right, man. I'm done for today. Y'all have a good one. Peace.